Good evening and welcome to our Facebook Live. This evening it is Thursday, the 24th of March 2022. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. If you're joining us live, then don't hesitate to comment and let me know that you're here. Just say hi. I won't know otherwise. And if you're watching on catch up or replay, whether that's on Facebook or YouTube, if you have any questions or queries, just pop a comment in there. If you want to make any suggestions or comments or anything, then you can do that in the same way, either live or on replay. Good evening, Babsy. Thanks for joining us. So, my goodness, we're here at Thursday evening already. I really don't know where the week has gone. The class in a box that I operate each month has all gone out for March. So if you've subscribed to that for this month, then you should receive yours tomorrow or the next few days, depending on whereabouts you live. And we will have our online class on Saturday. And if you haven't subscribed but you want to take the online class, then you can do that for just £10. And that's suitable for anybody anywhere in the world, whether you're a customer or a demonstrator. And you will have access to all the videos for each of the cards, and you will also be able to join the live crafting session on Saturday, assuming it's at a suitable time for you. Hi Scylla. So let us crack on this evening. So it's quite nice when all the boxes are gone and I clear away my table in the lounge, ready to start again. So yesterday we created this card here using the Let's Set Sail stamp set. So just the stamp set. And this will feature at our coffee and card session tomorrow, Friday afternoon, and also on Monday afternoon. So Friday afternoons, we're in Brackley, and Monday afternoons we are in Toaster. And this was the card that I created yesterday morning. I'll just bring that up to the screen so you can see that a little bit better. Thanks, Babsy. The stamp set itself is a really good priced one. It's £16. It's photopolymer, so it makes it really easy to look through and line up the sails, for example. But there is also a punch that goes with it. This is the punch, and I know it's difficult for you to see in the light, almost impossible for you to see in the light. Thank you, Babsy. It features the two sails and the sailboat with the mast, and that's what it punches out. So I'm going to show you how to use that in a couple of ways today. There are 3 samples here, and what's quite clever is, I don't know if you can see on this one, and I hadn't spotted it until this evening, they've used the little mast to look like little flags for a hole on a golf course, because they've used the papers that have got, well, I say golf balls, but I'm not sure I think they are from the sports section. I can't really see, but I thought, how clever is that, just to use those little the tops of the mast here. Very clever. So we're going to have a little change. Hi Jeanette. From yesterday. So yesterday I used Balmy Blue. I stamped this small panel, and then I stamped across this piece here. Sorry, that's Cassie digging to Australia. And I just stamped the boat and the sails and those cute little birds. And the sentiment at the bottom is from the set, hope it's your best day ever. And I did the same on the envelope. Now the stamps have a weathered look to them. It's always worth checking your stamps when you get them, stamp them out just to make sure. Occasionally we do get the odd faulty stamp. When I stamped it, I thought, oh, there's lots of scratches on here. But when I looked at the image on the stamp set and the image in the catalogue, there are deliberate scratches to make it look like it's weathered. So I do recommend, when you get a stamp set, always try and stamp everything out, even if you think, oh, I wouldn't use that stamp, I wouldn't use that sentiment. It makes sure that all the stamps are working, and B, you never know, once you've stamped it out, sometimes you'll see something different, maybe a different use for the stamp. So that's today's top tip. Right, so we're going to go horizontal today, and instead of Balmy Blues we're going to be using Bermuda Bay Coastal Cabana, and we're going to be using the punch. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I might cut this panel down slightly. Thanks Babsy for saying hi to everybody. Okay, so this will fit across there, but I do want to trim it down because I can see a little mark on the bottom of here. So I'm just going to take this down 1/2 centimetre, so I've got a bigger border. And the easiest way to do that, rather than measuring, is just use the 1/2 centimetre marker here on the right hand side. And then you don't need to measure it at all, assuming you started with the right size, that is. Hi Scott, thanks for joining us this evening. Okay, so that's going to go on there, just so I've got a little more of a border. I could make it even smaller, but I'm going to stick with that, I think, as it is. And I'm going to show you, as I said, a couple of tricks with the punch. I just want to create my background scene. I'm going to have a couple of yachts for this one, and it's this stamp set that we're using for coffee and cards next week. So I've got this large stamp here that's going to be our C. And again, it's got a sort of stripe through it and a sort of vintagey look to it, which is perfect actually for the sea. I'm not sure whether you can see that on there. So I'm going to start dark and work light. So I think I'm going to start with Misty Moonlight, then Bermuda Bay, then Coastal Cabana. So I'm going more in the sort of turquoisey colours. And you may have seen other demonstrators posting details of our new in colours, of which there are some lovely blues coming, and a nice sort of slightly violety blue, and some bright blues, a bright green, if anybody remembers Lucky Limeade or Lemon Lime Twist, and also a nice bright pink, but not quite in your face as Magenta Madness. Okay, so I'm just going to have this fairly straight, and I'm just going to pop this down. So I've got a matte underneath because this is a photopolymer stamp, so I just want it to have a little bit of let's get the right cloth, a little bit of sponginess, if that's even a word. Morning Kerry, I hope you're well, hope the family are well. Okay, I've got Bermuda Bay. Now I have no idea what this is going to look like one after the other, so I'm prepared to redo it if needs be. I hope everybody is well, Kerry, that you enjoyed your day yesterday, evening, morning. Oh dear. Okay, excellent. That's what we like to hear. Okay, so there's my Bermuda Bay. And what I can do is fill in this bit here if it's annoying me, and I think it is going to annoy me. So just going to add this in here. Just so it fills that in a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's wipe that down. And then I'm going to do Coastal Cabana. So I hope everybody's had a good day. If you've been watching other demonstrators or following my Facebook page, you will also see that we have the retiring list for our annual catalogue. So this is the larger, thicker catalogue that we have. And we have a new catalogue that starts 3rd of May. And so Stampin' Up have released early the list of items that stamps and products that are being discontinued. Hello, Michelle. I hope you're feeling okay, Michelle. Poor Michelle has COVID, or had COVID anyway, when we last spoke. Oh, good. Kerry's going to do some crafting today. Kerry's based in Australia, if anybody's wondering why she's only just going to start crafting. Okay, so I just want the sort of image of the sea in different colours. Where was I? Oh yes, so there's what we call a last chance list, previously known really as a retiring list, and there's a couple of links here on my Facebook page. One will take you to a physical list. I've had a good day, thank you, Scott. I was saying to everybody earlier that I've got all my class in a boxes done, dusted and posted, which is always very satisfying for me. So yes, there's two formats. One is a link to the items actually online, and one is a link to a file. So if you like to go through your catalogue and mark things off, then the file will be your best bet. If you just want to see what's on offer, then the link will be your best bet. I've got my windows open, so it's a bit of noise from outside. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to just fill this in with balmy blue, the lighter blue. There we go. So there are always some bargains to be had. So if you like a bargain, then check out what's on the website, because some of the items are discounted. The other thing to check is there is anything that was on your wish list. Hi Sue. Then make sure you grab it before it goes. I hope you're well. Sue's up in Body, Scotland. Assuming you still are up there at the minute, Sue. You're not on your travels anywhere. There we go. So I've just filled those little bits in. I might do a little bit of infill here. just because I want it sort of all over, like so. Can't believe it's dark out there, and in a week's time, this time next week, it won't be dark, because for us here in the UK, our clocks change this weekend. I know they've started in America. They've already changed, haven't they? Okay, so there's my background sea, lots of different colours. I am going to do a little bit of sky, and I am going to stamp the birds, but I'm going to wait until I've done my boats, my little yachts, to decide where I'm going to put the birds. Not that it particularly matters. Okay, just going to grab a little bit of blue. So I've got my blue blending brush, a little bit of balmy blue. There we go. So just using my blending brush to bring in a little bit of sky. As I said, this you could use for clouds, you could use for ground. It's one of those really useful little stamps. You could also use it for, you know, mud and things like that, hedges. And I like the way it's got a sort of distressed detail to it. Okay, right, that's that there. Let's do some work with the punch. So the punch itself punches out the two sails and the yacht. Sorry, you can't see that, and it's reflecting a bit, so let's bring this one in here. So the punch punches out these three elements. Okay, and what I'm going to do is create a template. I've got some scrap paper here. It's quite a thick card, so I'm hoping it's going to work, which it will. Okay, so this has got the elements of the punch. It's got the yacht piece and then the two sails. Now, if I want to punch these items out and I wanted them all in different colours, and I was just doing one yacht, then what I would do is stamp the three elements and punch them out separately. So I'll just show you that. I made the mistake of clearing out my scraps drawer. Right, let's see what I've got here that we could use. I just want some basic white. That will do. Okay, so if I was just wanted one yacht and that's all I wanted, then I would just do these items separately. And what I would do is I would look at the way, for speed, the way that it goes into the punch and stamp it accordingly. It doesn't have to be exact, just so you're not keep turning this around trying to feed it into the punch. So I'm just going to pop this one here, and I'll do this in Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to ink that up. I've got a bit of ink up here, like so. Okay, so I've got the yacht, and then I'll do the two sails. I'm going to do them in different colours. I've got Mango Melody again, and so just looking at that roughly, working out which one it is. It's that one there. Just going to stamp this one here like that, and then this one I'll just do the same one for the sake of speed, like so. Okay, so now what I can do is I can pop each of these items into the punch and punch them out. Now what I've got to be careful of is if I punch that now, I'm going to catch this little sail here, and if I punch the sail, I'm going to catch this little piece here. So what I would do in that case is just cut this piece like so, or use a thin strip so you could just feed it in to your punch whichever way you want. But because I put it in, stamped it roughly the right direction, I'm not having to sort of fiddle to work out where it goes. So I'm just going to punch this one out, and it does punch it with a little white border. So there's my sailboat, and then I've got my little piece here. I'm just going to cut this off because there's no point putting it in the punch. Okay, now if you get a piece here that you've cut but you can't get in to sort of position it, then all you need to do is grab either a spare piece of card or a post-it note. Oh, I thought I had a post-it note here. Oh, I have got a scrap of a post-it note. Here it is. Literally a scrap. Just pop a piece of post-it note on the end as a handle, and then, well, it would if it stuck, couldn't it? Let's not use an old post-it note, Jenny. Let's use a new one. Okay, so just using that as a handle, then you can put it into your punch and position the sail in this case. Where it needs to be. Okay, so there's that one, and then lastly I've got this one here. And I've got plenty of bits of card for that, so I can just hold on to that. Hello Brenda, thanks for joining us. Okay, let me take these pieces out of the way for the minute. Okay, so what I can do now with my pieces is position them on my C. Hi Tracy. And add my sails like so. Okay, now that's fine, but it's a bit of a faff to sort of organise those sails and things in the right place. So there is an even better way to do that, which I recommend if you're doing a lot of stamping. If you're doing one, then it's not critical in the slightest, but this is the way that it's going to punch out the image. So what you do is you keep this as a template, and then I want my sails, for example, to be the same colour. Oops, I'm just going to wipe these before I get ink everywhere. And this way you could stamp and punch out 3 or 4 sets of sails really easily. So what I'm going to do is position that stamp in the gap that the punch has punched out. I can do the same with this one. Okay, and then when you've got it centralized, just take your block, and I can do the same with the yacht base. I hope you can see what I'm doing. For example, so I'm facing this down, positioning it in the gap like so. Now if you've got this works for all stamps, but if you have red rubber stamps, sometimes if these items are really close together, the stamps won't sit together. You might need to do it in 2 goes, but for this one they will fit. I'm just making sure that they are centered, and then I can put my block straight on top and lift it out. So now what I can do is take my piece of paper and make sure I've got my punch in front of me so I can see which way I need to stamp it. That'll make your life a lot easier, like so. And now what I can do is I can just stamp a whole load of them and punch them out one after the other. Okay, so I'll just do that. So this is real red. So I'm going to put that there, like so. Okay, clean this off and change colour. Now if you didn't want the sailboat in the same colour, you could just do that separately if you wished. This is Mango Melody. Like so. Okay, and then if I've got enough space, I haven't quite, let me grab another piece of card. For example, this one. And I'll do this one in let me see, Night of Navy. There we go. And again, just making sure I'm lining it up roughly the way that the punch works. So with this rounded sail at the bottom, I'll get another one in there. I might just. Let's do that one in Bermuda Bay. And then it's really easy to punch one out after all 3 in one go. Hopefully, what I should have done, of course, was do one and check. Never mind, I've got faith. Okay, so now what I can do, hopefully, is just pop this piece in. Let's start with this one to make sure it's dry. Just take time to line those up. 2, 3, and then I can punch out the next 3. Like so. So they end up with multiples of this just with one punch. So it does take a little bit longer to set up, but it's one of those things once you've done. And what I will do is I will keep this template in with the stamp set, so I don't have to waste a piece of card stamping it each time. Does that make sense? So what I do is I'll take this template here. Let me just trim this piece off. This is an old piece of hammered card. And so I'll write on here template and then stamp this way. No, I know that. So that I know that I put the stamps in there rather than by mistake turning it over, because obviously these will be the wrong way round. So that will go in with my stamp set. Thank you, Babsy. And there is something else you can do as well, and that is to use the Stamparatus in a different way, which is to punch out lots of blanks and then stamp whichever components you want. Okay, but there we go. So I've got 4 sets now. We have a bit of a tidy up here. Okay, well I've got 5 altogether because I've got these 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have my little scene here with some yachts. This is going to go onto, I think, Bermuda Bay, just because I've done Misty Moonlight yesterday. So let's just change it up a bit, and let's just have some a little bit of fun with these yachts. I'm hoping I will get 3 in here, so I'm going to swap the colours around like so, and then this one, which you're not going to have red together. Oh, I've used my yellow one, that's why. Sorry, just want a contrast colour for that, that's all. And so let's have yellow there, and that one, and then another one down here. So just a little bit of fun. Okay, thanks Babsy, I appreciate you joining us. And then just going to pop that on there for a minute. So it might be too overpopulated. I can bring these together a bit as I put them down. So what I'm going to do, I think, is bring this one down to the bottom, and then have this one up here. So I'm really just playing with the layout, nothing more than that, and then have this one down here too, like so. And then that will give me a space for my sentiment, and my little birds can go up in this corner. So these can go on with dimensionals, or they can go on flat with glue, entirely up to you. I think what I'm going to do is stamp my sentiment first, and let me find the stamp set. Here it is. So we've got Let Your Dreams Set Sail, Adventure Awaits, and Hope It's Your Best Day Ever. I'm going to use Adventure Awaits and the little birds, which are already out. So this would be good for a retirement. Adventure Awaits. I'm going to use Night of Navy. And I just want to stamp this onto a piece of grid paper. Let's move these out of the way. Whee! I might need to reverse those round because those two colours are too close together. Okay. So let's bring this back in. I'm going to swap that one for that one. Okay. Obviously I've got a really busy background with the way I've done the sea. You could do it much lighter than that if you wanted to, like I had here yesterday. Okay, so I've got Adventure Awaits. I'm hoping I've got this roughly straight, like so. And then my birds are going to go up in here, and I am going to stamp them before I put these in so I can position them. And I'm just going to do them again in Night of Navy. Oh, that was close. That was nearly on there, wasn't it? Did you see that? There we go. Voila. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put these flat and those on dimensionals, I think. Grab some glue. This would be good, I think, for maybe somebody who's leaving home or going travelling. Somebody who's going off to do some sailing somewhere. Right, I'm just going to line this up here. Make sure I've got enough space. Okay. So, sweet little set. And we had this one there. So one of the things that I normally do when we have the retiring list is go through the catalogue fairly quickly, page by page, to show you what items are retiring and what their discounted price is. Hi Katie, but I don't want to do that if it's not of interest, because it's a bit of a session. You can watch it back obviously at 1.5 speed or something. Let's have this a little bit higher. Just want to make sure this fits on there. So let me know if you'd like me to do that. I don't want to do it if nobody is nobody interested. Hi Carol. But if you are, then I'll happily do a session with that. So just comment and let me know. And if you're watching this on replay, then feel free to comment on there as well. And if a few people want me to do it, I will do it, that's fine. Okay, and then this one is going to go up here. Okay. I hope you're well, Carol. Look forward to hopefully seeing you at Coffee and Card tomorrow. And good luck with your craft fair on Saturday. So if anybody's in the Brackley area on Saturday, Carol and Lynn have a craft table at the craft fair at the football club, 10 till 2. There we go. So this one is, I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. Let me clear this out of the way. Let's get the dimensionals. There we go. So you really want just some narrow strips. Oh, got 2 together for these, especially for this bit of the yacht. So I'm just going to cut this edge like so. I hope you're well, Katie, and that you've had a good week. And I hope you're well too, Carol. Right, just got a tiny little piece here for this tip. Literally is about 2 millimeters. I seem to have got covered in ink yet again. There we go. Now I've got these the wrong way round because technically these should be closer and therefore on dimensionals, and these are further apart. Hello, Dee. So this is going to go in there and this one in here. So there's that one there. Oh, thanks, Kerry. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. So Carol will have her cards and some of her, so her Stampin' Up cards and some of her sewing as well, I expect. And then we'll have some of her crochet. It's free entry, so if you are in the Brackley area, I'm planning to pop down late morning before our class in the afternoon. Okay. There we go. Helps if you take the backings off. Usually sticks better that way. I found that. There we go. Okay, that's going to go onto there. So it's quite vibrant, shall we say. That's going to go onto my Bermuda Bay layer, and that's going to go onto a white card. There we go. This would look lovely with a sunset scene with this cut out in black card, so it's silhouetted behind it. And I also have some new papers to share with you, so I think what I'm going to do is make this my stamp set of the week and add a few more examples. Okay, card I'm looking for. Which I had to hand and which is now disappeared from view. Here it is, right in front of me, as always, everybody. There we go. So it's going to hop onto there. So not too close to the edge with the glue, but when you do put it on your card, just slide it down a little bit, and then you'll find the glue will move that round nicely, like so. Fold this one over. Grab a bone folder and we're done. There we go. Adventure awaits. So quite a busy little scene in comparison to this one, which looks very calm and relaxed. And then this one looks a bit like a yacht race, doesn't it? So this was the envelope for my card there. And then for this one, I could use my spare components either to pop inside. Thanks, Kerry. In fact, I think I'll do that rather than put it on the envelope. So just making sure I leave space here on the right hand side. So let's pop that in. Thank you, Jeanette. You have a good weekend too. Your class in a box should be with you tomorrow. All being well. Thank you so much. So I'm just lining that up with the bottom of the card. Like that. Let's have, what colours have I got? Yellow and red, I think. You could stamp this as well, of course, or instead of, but because I've got some spare pieces, I'm going to use those. So this will be the stamp set, Nap Coffee and Card. So if you're around and available, we're here in Brackley tomorrow, Friday, and Toaster on Monday. There we go. There's the inside of our card. And there's our finished card. Adventure awaits. Okay, so I need to have a little tidy up here. I'll keep these spare pieces in a little bag in with the stamp set, together with my template, so that I know it's ready for next time. Just saves me punching out another one. So there we go. Thank you so much. Do let me know if you want me to do a walkthrough of the retiring items from the catalogue. Yeah, just comment and let me know at some point. because I don't want to do one unnecessarily, because it does take a fair bit of time. But equally, if it's of interest, then I will happily do it. There's my little bow. I knew there was one missing somewhere. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I will be back. I'll be back on Monday, but I might do a walkthrough tomorrow evening, possibly. That's Friday, if people would like me to. So thank you so much for joining me. This is Let's Set Sail. So enjoy the rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, depending on when you're watching me. I appreciate your company and your support. Thank you so much. Take care, look after yourselves and your loved ones. Any questions or queries, don't hesitate to contact me directly, or just comment on here or message me. Brenda would like a walkthrough. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Then I will do a walkthrough. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care now. Bye.